The legendary Saiyan woman known as Yamoshi has appeared, and Goku is impressed with her. But the news does not end there, because Goku will meet a Namekian woman, and you'll see all of this now. So grab your bucket of popcorn and your soda and come with me. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and comment on the video. Well, without further ado, let the story begin. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely in a safe and secret village on the planet Namek, it was possible to see Beerus and Whis together with Goku and Vegeta. All of them were currently at Yamoshi's house. The first Saiyan who managed to transform into a divinity, Yamoshi, was sitting in a big chair along with all the other beings present. Yamoshi was sitting in the center, and next to her was a green Namekian who was the elder of that village, and a longtime friend of Yamoshi. Everyone was impressed with the speed demonstrated by Yamoshi, and the most impressed were Goku and Vegeta, who hadn't ever seen Yamoshi's movement. The way she disappeared and reappeared right in front of Beerus holding his chin. Beerus had found Yamoshi daring by the way she acted with him, even knowing that Beerus was the god of destruction of the 7th universe. And Whis found that interesting, because the Saiyans already knew about the god of destruction, and the other universes, which showed that Yamoshi had much more knowledge than Whis imagined. And the strength she hid was very great, perhaps even superior to the power of the god of destruction. Even though Yamoshi was in her base form, after all, she should be able to transform into Super Saiyan God just like Son Goku and Vegeta. Yamoshi spoke. "So, my dear guest, what do you want with this humble Saiyan? Because I'm sure you didn't come here just to meet me. After all, who would spend so much time looking for me in a place protected by thousands of barriers that prevent any being from feeling a fraction of my power? Any being with the exception of an angel like you, Whis." Yamoshi spoke while looking at all the beings present in the place, with Whis as his main focus. Whis said, "So, you know who we are, and you know what we are. But how exactly do you know that? Could you answer my question if you don't mind?" asked the angel while he looked at the woman who just looked to the side where the elder of that village was. Yamoshi said, "All I know is that it has nothing to do with combat or ki control. I learned that from this young man named Yuhiko and his ancestors, who ended up welcoming me in the past when I arrived on this planet injured. The great-grandfather ended up taking care on me, and I remained on this planet until today." Yamoshi spoke while looking at a Namekian friend who just sighed with the woman's carefree speech. Yuhiko said, "1,000 pardons for the way this stupid monkey acted. As you may know, Saiyans are not a very social race, and most of them are airheads who don't know how to think straight. They only know how to fight, and this idiot is a clear example of that," Yuhiko said while looking at the divine beings present, who nodded mentally with him. After all, Goku was literally everything he had said, and Vegeta just wasn't that way because he was a prince, and as such, he had learned to be polite. Vegeta spoke. "You said you arrived at this planet injured. How were you injured, and why? After recovering, did you not return to the planet of the Saiyans?" asked the Prince of the Saiyans, who faced the oldest ancestor of his race, who deserved all his respect. Yamoshi spoke. "I was injured in combat with an old flame of mine, who ended up getting jealous when I first transformed into Super Saiyan God. My old flame tried to become a Super Saiyan God, but his heart wasn't pure enough to become one. Then he was overcome with envy, and somehow my old flame ended up getting into a corrupted Super Saiyan God spirit, and he and I started fighting and our first match, I ended up defeating my old flame together with the corrupted Saiyans. But I was hurt, and I knew that the king of the time didn't like me, so I left the planet. I ended up here, and with the help of Yuhiko's ancestors, I ended up surviving. After that, I tried to return to the Saiyans' planet, but it didn't work. So I started wandering around the universe. But my old flame came after me, and he and I started to fight, and almost died in that fight. But I had a seed of the gods, so I managed to survive," Yamoshi said while remembering her own past and everything she ended up living because of an old passion that betrayed her just out of envy. Vegeta spoke. "So there's a way to transform into a Super Saiyan God without using the Saiyan ritual, or without facing someone who possesses divine power?" asked the Prince of Saiyans while he looked at Yamoshi. Yamoshi said, "Yes, there is a third way to transform into a Super Saiyan God, but this transformation is called Corrupted Super Saiyan God, and to get that power it is necessary for a Saiyan to kill 1,000 Saiyans with pure heart and body, and it was like that of my old crush that ended up turning into a Super Saiyan God. He killed 1,000 Saiyans To be precise, my old crush ended up killing 1,000 children to get that power. That's how he got the power. Luckily, you two don't have to use this method, because I felt the divine energy corrupted within you two. I would kill you. Even if you are cute, I would still have no mercy. Yamoshi spoke while looking at Goku and Vegeta in an analytical way, surprising both Saiyans with the fact that she knew they were both Saiyans, and that they could also transform into Super Saiyan God. Goku said, "How do you know that Vegeta and I are Saiyans, and how do you know that he and I managed to transform into Super Saiyan God?" Goku asked while looking at the woman in front of them, who just sighed at the level of knowledge of those two Saiyans in front of her. Yamoshi said, "I'm the first Saiyan to get the power of a divine being, and during all this time, you thought I stood still? Sorry guys, but unlike you two, I've already mastered the power of a Super Saiyan God. And I say that this Super Saiyan God form that you two must know is not even half of the true power of our God form. But when you manage to use at least the 2 stages of the Super Saiyan God, you'll be able to know who is Super Saiyan and who is not, and who has a divine power. If you can get out of the level you have." Yamoshi said, surprising everyone, because everyone thought that the transformation that Goku and Vegeta possessed was already the power of Super Saiyan God, and Super Saiyan Blue could be considered an evolution of it. Beerus spoke. "Isn't the Super Saiyan God that Goku and Vegeta possess the true power of a Super Saiyan God?" asked the God of Destruction while looking at the Saiyan. Yamoshi said, "Yes, the power that these two possess is not the true power of a Super Saiyan God, because if it were, you would not have come to me. After all, the only thing that would make you look for the oldest ancestor of the Saiyans would be to find out how to stay stronger to defeat the Arcosiano named Frieza. It must be in the Arcosians' instinct to want to dominate everything. It's a good thing I killed almost all of them, or there would have been a galactic war for domination between the Arcosians years ago." Yamoshi said, while looking at the Saiyans who didn't know that Frieza had a race, yet alone that Yamoshi had faced and killed them. Which said, "So it was you who destroyed the Arcosians, but from what I heard, there were 2 people, more precisely, a couple who ended up destroying the Arcosians, or most of them," said the angel while looking at Yamoshi, who was yawning at that moment. Yamoshi said, "Yes, it was me and my old flame, along with some other Saiyans. We destroyed the Arcosians, but we ended up leaving some of them alive, which was a mistake. But as the Arcosians are very difficult to reproduce, they would die soon. Now there's only one of them, and that must be Frieza. Now say what you want to know, Prince of Saiyans, because I don't like that look of yours very much," Yamoshi said as she was looking at the angel, but soon she looked at the Prince of Saiyans, who had a serious look. Vegeta spoke. "You are very strong and could have saved our race from extinction if you wanted to. So why did you let our people be enslaved and then killed by that Frieza bug?" asked the Saiyan in a furious tone, while looking at his ancestor. Yamoshi said, "Sorry, kid. I didn't do that because I really didn't want to. I knew Frieza had enslaved the Saiyans and I could stop him, but I didn't, because I'm not on this planet just because I'm safe. I'm also here to prevent the damn thing I loved before from going out and destroying everything, and all the mortals and planets he sees ahead, just to make me face him." Yamoshi spoke before hitting one of his hands on the table, causing the table to be destroyed. Then Yamoshi left the place, leaving everyone confused, except Yuhiko. Vegeta spoke. "What happened to her?" asked the Saiyan Prince as he looked at the Namekian Elder. Yuhiko said, "Well, I don't tell everyone about this, but you need to know that if you want to get along with Yamoshi and not end up getting killed by her," Yuhiko said while looking at the Saiyans in front of him. With that, we'll end today's video. If you want to see the continuation of this incredible story, leave a lot of likes in the video and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you another day, guys!